and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Yvonne and you have landed on Ginger Chick Rehab, where I love to take pre-loved, secondhand, thrifted items and share the process with you all of what I would do with these items. So in today's video, I have gathered up some vintage Easter and I want to share with you how you can make the cutest little displays, put them in like a little centerpiece on your dining table or a coffee table or just a little nook anywhere. They are so super cute and easy to put together. I can't say that I've ever seen this tin before, and when I ran across it, that blue just caught my eye. I know the inside is a little worse for wear, but we're going to fill them up with these beautiful deep royal blue, electric blue tulips. So first of all, I need to start filling up the coffee. No, it's not. It's some kind of golden crumbles. It must be some sugary treat, but it is a beautiful old tin. So yes, just filling the base of this up with some of the Dollar Tree floral foam. This color of Spanish moss is probably my favorite color because it's so neutral. And I went on the hunt and found it at Hobby Lobby, so I was very happy about that. It's not terribly green, it's not terribly brown, it's just a nice neutral that just does what I need it to do and cover up that floral foam. So I only have 3 of these tulips, that's all that I thrifted, but I know they're going to be a little bit too long, too tall for this, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off. They're actually wired, so which is a good thing because they'll poke right into that floral foam very easily, but I just wanted to make sure that they weren't like just towering over this little display. The nice thing about them being wired is I can kind of bend them to what my eye sees as pleasing, because I'm going to be putting something in the middle, which is this bunny mold. Yes, I picked up this bunny mold. It only has one little clamp to keep it closed, so probably not very usable for like a mold per se, but it is a great decorative piece, unless you can use other clamps. And then I actually got these eggs at the Dollar General, but I'm interested in the blue ones in this pile. Now these are very lightweight, they're just a styrofoam, but kind of like I did earlier this season, a pink explosion, this one's kind of going to be a blue explosion, but what's the chances of finding that tin? And the chances of finding blue tulips, they're just gorgeous and so real looking. I don't necessarily want to glue the mold. I don't think the glue would hold it anyway. So I have this cake pop stick that I'm just going to use to push into the flower foam in below and then set that right on top of it. That way it just won't flop around. Now I'll just randomly start placing the eggs, gluing it in place. Just whatever is visual to my eye that I am happy with. That's just how this all works. You just keep working on something until you like it. But unfortunately, when it comes to these styrofoam eggs and hot glue, it's not very forgiving. So it's not like you can lift it up and replace the glue very well. So wherever I put them is where they're going to stay. Of course, I want the front to look its best, but I'm going to do the whole little area because this could be sitting on somebody's coffee table, it could be sitting on somebody's table, their island, so you want the whole thing to be pretty. And then I am a gatherer, so I have a few metal pieces that I'm going to add into this little display. This little pewter bunny that's hinged. I definitely want to fit him in somehow. Oh, he's so super cute, but he's so little. And then I have a baby rattle that is blue, and I thought, okay, I know it's a matchy-matchy, but I am a matchy-matchy type of person. So this is just going to be fun for the season. Oh, but wait, there's a few more. Look at this little bunny cookie cake butter mold, whichever way you want to look at it. So I'll just keep filling it up until I'm in love with it, but I did think it needed another element of a color, so I'm going in with these little eggs that I just recently picked up from, well, got delivered from Amazon anyway. They're just little bitty, I guess they're supposed to be quail eggs is what they called them. So they're little, they're cute. I love the little speckles on them. oh, did I ever fall in love with this box when I saw it? I know it is tattered. I know it is worn. I know it has brokenness, but it is a black and white bunny that kind of looks like my cat Tater. But oh my gosh, it is so super sweet. So first I need to deal with, like, if that piece of veneer maybe, I don't know what it is, pops off, that's not going to be a good thing. So I'm going to take a little bit of CA glue, try to like get underneath it, and then just glue that on. If you haven't used CA glue, it's nice when you're working on a project and you want to keep working on the project. So a little bit of the CA glue, add a little bit of the accelerator, and like 15 seconds it is dry. Now, how do I keep the lid in the upright position? So the easiest way for me to do this is to put hot glue on the hinges along the whole entire back. Unfortunately, this one had a huge gap, so I had to put a lot of hot glue, but putting it on the front, putting it on the back, just layers, letting them get hard, and then do another layer, and eventually it'll stay in that upright position because you filled it with hot glue. Told you, as soon as you fill it up in enough layers, it would stay in the upright position. But we're not going to worry about what it looks like right now because we are going to start adding our decor. Well, I'm adding floral foam right now, so I need to fill it up, but not enough that I can't put anything else on top of it. So that worked out perfectly. I love the Dollar Tree floral foam. It just is so workable. So now, instead of the moss for this one, when I was in the Spanish moss section at Hobby Lobby, they also had this wood chips, wood curls, wood shavings, yes, that's what I'm going to call it, in this dark brown color, and I had this project in mind when I picked them up. So I knew I wanted some type of a signage, something to hide that glue in the back, something to fill that space up, and I thought that this aged bingo card would work out just fine. I'm just kind of cutting into the floral foam a little bit to give it a little slit for it to be able to sit into. And then I thought that these eggs that I thrifted, right now is the season to be finding this stuff in the thrift stores because it is all over the place. So look at that color, matches perfectly, and it's a whole full bag of these little eggs. You know how that works. I decided that I'm going to nix the bingo card because I forgot that I had one little sign left. There's a lady at one of the local antique malls that does all this kind of signage, and it is like a couple bucks. So I tell you, I don't even know if I could have built it for a couple bucks. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and add some, not just that creamish beige color, but I'm also going to add some other green eggs to go in with the green of the outside of the box. How do I match up a bunny with that black and white bunny? Anything I kind of had didn't really match, but I did have this wooden cutout bunny that I had thrifted last year that I did not use, so perfect. Doesn't take away from the sign, it doesn't take away from the box, but I do need to add another element in here, and I think that the little stems from the Hobby Lobby in the little stem section that never goes on sale. I went to Hobby Lobby to get more of my baby's breath and the beige baby's breath that I use here on the channel a lot, and they were out, so I guess I have to order it online, but hopefully it's not out forever. But I was glad that they had some stems so I could fit this into here. I thought this just coordinates perfectly. I just love how it's coming together. Oh, look at this tin. Is it not just gorgeous? A chocolate tin. It's got beautiful age to it. It's got beautiful patina. Love it, but I need to do the same thing like I did before where I put hot glue on the hinge part, front and back, to get it to stay in the upright position. This glue's cool and it's in the upright position. I'm going to go ahead and start filling this with fluorofoam, but then I want to use the Dollar Trees amazing bottle brush trees. Yes, I'm adding pink to it, but I think that's going to be way too tall, so I need to cut back. Like, hold on, I'll have to wait to put the floral foam in there until after I get the trees in there because I don't want them towering over this tin that much. Then even with that wooden base, they're still going to be too tall. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the wooden base. I'm going to snip off the wire that's left behind. That way I can add some hot glue to the bottom of them and really squish them in there to get them not to, they may be a little bit taller than, but I don't want them to be that much taller than the tin. I'm really trying to push down and trying to push back, so I really have plenty of room to fill this up as much as possible. So same thing, glue on the bottom, push it in, squash them together, push down and push back at the same time while the hot glue is setting up. Now I can add the fluorofoam, but now that's going to be way too large, so cutting it in half is the option. And since I already hot glued down the trees, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue down the fluorofoam. Now these are something I wish I would have bought every one on the shelf. I don't know why I did not that day because I only found these little bottle brush trees at $1 tree. Oh, but maybe I should try to order them online. I know you can order online, but I love the green. I love that green. I think it'll go with the leaves on the tin. And then I have these chalkware, very aged bunnies. One has a little broken toe, but they're old, so it doesn't matter because you won't see the broken toe when I put it in like this. So kind of filling this in, but I want that pop of green to kind of pop them out. But oh, these little set of 3 bunnies are so super cute. Now for the little trees, I'm just going to take that wooden base off. That way I can use the metal, a little bit of hot glue, and I can stick it right into the floral foam. So I'm not doing any grass on here because I'm going to be filling this up with other little things. So there's no need for any of the Spanish moss this time. Luckily, I had 2 packages of these, so I really thought I needed to hide that tin, even though I love the color of the aged tin. I really think the pink is too neutral against that tin, that putting a couple more of these mint green trees back there will kind of make it pop a little bit more. But I'm using the base on these ones just that way, like it still helps to keep that black back up and it's laying flat on where the hinged part is. So I'll just keep adding them in until I'm happy. Can't help myself when I'm out and about and I run across cute things and look at this little duck family. I thought I know the bunnies, the ducks, the chickens, the eggs, the whole Easter theme that goes on. But I thought this just needed another element and I wanted to use these up because I thought they were so super cute. Though it's going to be a tight fit, but I think I can make it work. Now that I brought that yellow element in, even though it's kind of a faded yellow, I do have some more eggs that are yellow. I tell you, I'm a gatherer. I just pick things up when I see it. So yellow eggs, I have a couple different colors, and I'll just kind of fill them in here and there. In case you can't find a tin, sometimes you can find a bucket, and I don't know what this bucket even went to, or if it was supposed to have a handle or just the knobs, I'm not sure. But it's in pretty good condition. I don't need to glue it or anything, but the color's just not like a wow factor by any means. So let's give it a wow factor by using some of the Fusion's Carriage House Green, which is just a nice neutral green color. Oh my gosh. If you've not used Fusion paint, it's a paint, primer, and top coat all in one. And look at how well it covers. Just a little bit of paint on that brush and it just covers up so well. Other than cleaning this bucket, that was the only prep I did to it. And there's really no reason to do the whole bucket, like the whole bottom, the inside, or anything like that. I'm going to be filling the inside up. And then there's a stopping point on that little edge of the bottom. So that's how I will stop. Coverage was so amazing. I only did one coat. I didn't see any necessity to have two coats when I'm going to go in with some 220 sandpaper and distress it. Yep, I am. I'm going to age this little bucket so we can see that shiny of the bands, the metal bands that are around there, and see some of that underneath. Just distressing is always just a personal preference. Some people like clean paint and some people like paint to look old, and that's just me. So now I'll take the finest steel wool that there is, the 440 steel wool, over the entire thing, making sure that everything's as nice and smooth, and where I sanded that there isn't any raised areas from the paint. You most definitely do not have to do this step, but it's just something I like to do. I just like to take a little bit of clear wax. I'm not darkening this up by any means by adding any colored wax. I just want to give it one more level of protection by sealing it in with some Homestead clear wax. And Homestead is still made by the same company as Fusion. And if anybody's interested in this great, huge tub that I absolutely love and just ordered another one, just email Vonda at the Painted Heirloom and she can hook you up. It's not on a regular order. As gorgeous as those electric blue tulips were, look at these. Oh my gosh, like the deepest, almost burgundy maroon purple. Oh my gosh. Yep, I picked these up at an antique store, minimal. I just absolutely fell in love with them, and they're just so real looking. I love that the stems are wired and that they're nice and stiff, so you're able to push them into the fluorofoam. Though again, I think they're going to be a little bit too tall, so I'm going to go ahead and nip it down. So like on this arrangement, I actually have a bunny and some other decor I want to put in here. So I'm just kind of like filling like a half circle with just some of these. Well, I got more than just one. I got a few of these tulips to put in here. So here is my little bunny. He's just kind of floppy. He's just kind of aged. I absolutely love his ears, and I thought how cute would he be sitting in the middle of all these tulips, though I kind of had to check him out where he's going to sit to see where I need to put the other tulips. But I don't think he's really made to sit. So he kind of keeps pushing himself back up. So I'm going to take some of the 17 gauge wire. I'm going to poke a hole. He's kind of, he's kind of sold together. I thought I could just poke a hole right through the fabric, but it wasn't happening. So I actually had to take an X-Acto knife, make a little bit of hole, just something to help him sit down, that he's not going to flop around or fall out. And as much as I like to gather, I thought maybe the bunny would like to gather some stuff up. So I thought some carrots. I had these carrots that they're too neutral and they match too much and they're way too large. But I do have 3 of the velvet carrots left from Hobby Lobby that I think will work out perfect. I have the carrots all glued in there. I'm going to add some more eggs. I thrifted so many eggs this season. I couldn't pass them up when I'd see them because they'd be like $1 or $2 a bag. So how could you pass them up? And there's just something about this bunny in the middle of a tulip patch with a whole bunch of like gathered items up. Yes, and let's not forget about the back. So I'm going to go ahead and add some larger eggs to the back of this. I just picked these up from Hobby Lobby because I needed some larger size eggs because all the ones I was thrifting were smaller in the size. But yeah, that'll just help the stems of the tulip stay up a little better, and the bigger ones will help fill up a lot of space too. Sometimes displays like this are sitting in the middle of a table, so all areas are going to be seen, or you should expect them to be seen. So yep, the front just as much as the back. And as cute as Easter decor is, there's really a reason for the season. And I'm going to add this little rosary, though it's broken, Jesus or whatever was on the front of the cross is no longer there, but it's that perfect muted tone that goes with this display. This one isn't quite an Easter basket, but more of a bird's nest. Oh, wait till you all see this. I saw a lady on TikTok do this, and I went right to Amazon and started ordering supplies because I wanted to create it for you all. Though she didn't put her wreath on anything. These are just those straw wreaths that are kind of on the messy side, but I thought I would hot glue it onto the bottom of this old aged pie tin just to help keep it in place. Like I said, she didn't put anything that I remember on the bottom of hers. If you're thinking to yourself, well, that's not quite messy. Oh, but wait, we have to cut the little clear, like fishing line string apart to get it to look like a nest and not look like a wreath. We have to release it from it being bound up. Now it's really getting to look like that type of a nest shape. So yeah, here's where the messiness comes in. It's all fun. It's all the fun of loving of crafting. So no biggie. We can always clean up. I needed a space filler anyway to fill up the tin. So I'm back to that Spanish moss. And this is just like what a bird would gather around to make its nest. So the perfect muted tone. So it's just going to go right into the middle. Though this stuff is packed in there and you get a lot for your money. But whew, it's the dickens sometimes to pull apart. But it's all fun. So I want to fill that space up nice and full. Now I'm going to start adding eggs to it. This is kind of my focal point here is the eggs. So these are the ones that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, which are some bigger ones. And I know usually a bird's nest would have just one type of egg in, but this is going to be a community nest. So we're going to have some of those quail eggs from the Amazon. And then of course I'm going to add some of the thrifted bags to it, only because there's more colors than the one. I wanted to pop a color, not just to be all that white and beige color. It seems like every element I'm adding to this, it just gets more beautiful and more beautiful. So now I'm going to be adding some of this pussy willow. Now these are the same stems, like I used just the stems from the beige baby's breath in that little small individual stem section at Hobby Lobby. That's where I got these. They did have some bigger ones, but I liked these pussy willows just a little bit different. So I'm just going to cut them off and I'm going to start adding them into the nest part. At first I cut the whole stem off and then I tried to add it in, and then the tip of it was really poking out too much, and I can't say that it really wanted to glue to that straw very much. So then I've quickly learned to just cut each individual pussy willow off, and that worked out a lot better. The stem has these beautiful leaves on it too, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut those individually because there's of course not as many of the leaves as there is the pussy willows, but I want to make sure that I'm spreading them out so it was filling up that whole nest. I hope you all agree that are watching every element. This just keeps getting prettier and prettier. Now I'm adding these white feathers. Now these white feathers I actually purchased from Amazon to do a Christmas tree that I never got to, so I already had the feathers. So we're going to start adding these in. So a little bit of dab of hot glue on the little tip of them. I always fold over that sticky part so it doesn't grab anything while I'm taking out the item from inside of that little bag. It's nice that it's closed, but there's a lot of feathers in this bag once I got it open. So I'm just taking the smaller ones because there are some that are quite larger, and then just a little bit of hot glue and just sticking them in there. The same thing. I was kind of, if you notice, I was working in the same direction around the wreath where I was doing the pussy willow, where I was doing the leaves. I just had that all the same direction of how the straw wreath itself was kind of made. Yeah, so let's just get these tucked in, and I'm going to put a lot of these in here because I really am loving on them. So thank you so much for watching today's video, and what did you think? I love gathering, I love finding little treasures here and there, and then when you get enough of them, you can gather them together and make the sweetest little displays for your table, for your coffee table, any little nook that you want them. They're just all gathered together. You just set it down and then you walk away, and it's just as cute as can be. So again, thank you so much for watching today's video, and let me know which of the items I gathered up and made today were your favorites. And as always, if you're part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you're new and you're checking out this channel for the first time, and I have inspired you of giving you some ideas of what to do with secondhand, pre-loved, thrifted items, please smash the subscription button along with the notification bell so you know when we've uploaded a new video. And we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what I'm up to. Bye.